Operation Edelweiss, named after the mountain flower, was a German plan to gain control over the Caucasus and capture the oil fields of Baku on the eastern front of World War II. The Caucasus, a large, culturally diverse region traversed by its eponymous mountains, is bounded by the Black Sea to the west and the Caspian Sea to the east. The region north of the mountains was a production center for grain, cotton, and heavy farm machinery. While its two main oil fields, at Maykop, near the Black Sea, and Grozny, about halfway between the Black and the Caspian Seas, produced about 10% of all Soviet oil. South of the mountains lay Transcaucasia, comprising Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. This heavily industrialized and densely populated area contains some of the largest oil fields in the world. Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, was one of the richest, producing 80% of the Soviet Union's oil, about 24 million tons in 1942 alone. The Caucasus also possessed plentiful coal and peat, as well as non-ferrous and rare metals. The operation was authorized by Adolf Hitler on July 23, 1942. The main forces included Army Group A commanded by Wilhelm List, 1st Panzer Army, 4th Panzer Army, 17th Army, part of the Luftwaffe 4 and the 3rd Romanian Army. Army Group A was supported to the east by Army Group B commanded by Maximilian von Wakes and by the remaining 4th Air Fleet aircraft. The land forces, accompanied by 15,000 oil industry workers, included 167,000 troopers, 4,540 guns, and 1,130 tanks. Several oil firms such as German Oil on the Caucasus, Ostoil, and Carpathen had been established in Germany. They were awarded an exclusive 99-year lease to exploit the Caucasian oil fields. For this purpose, a large number of pipes, which later proved useful to Soviet oil industry workers, were delivered. A Special Economic Inspection A, headed by Lieutenant General Neidenfer, was created. Bombing the oil fields was forbidden. To defend them from destruction by Soviet units under the command of Nikolai Bybakov and Semyon Budyani. An SS Guard regiment and a Cossack regiment were formed. The head of the Abwehr developed Operation Shamel. which called for landing in the Grozny, Malgobek, and Maykop regions. They would be supported by the local 5th Column. After neutralizing the Soviet counterattack in the Izium-Barvankovsk direction, the German army group rapidly attacked towards the Caucasus. When Rostov-on-Don, nicknamed the Gates of Caucasus, was reached on July 23, 1942, the tank units of Ewald von Kleist moved towards the Caucasian mountain range. The Edelweiss division commander, Hubert Lanz, decided to advance through the gorges of rivers of the Kuban River basin, and by crossing the Maruksky Pass, Taberda, Uchkilin reached the Klokarsky Pass. Concurrently with the outflanking maneuvers, the Caucasian mountain range was supposed to be crossed through such passes as Sanchero, Klokarsky, and Maruksky to reach Kutaisi, Zugdidi, Sukhumi, and the Soviet Georgian capital city of Tbilisi. The units of the 4th German Mountain Division, manned with Tyroleans, were active in this thrust. They succeeded in advancing 30 kilometers toward Sukhumi. To attack from the Kuban region, capture the passes that led to Elbrus, and cover the Edelweiss flank. A vanguard detachment of 150 men commanded by Captain Heinz Graf was formed. From the Old Karakay through the Kurzuk Aul and the Ulukan Gorge, the detachment reached the Kodiatau Pass. Which had not been defended by the Soviet troops. Kodiatau gained a new name, the Pass of General Conrad. The starting point of the operation on the Krasnodar-Pyatagorsk-Maykop line was reached on August 10, 1942. On August 16, the battalion commanded by von Hirschfeld made a feint and reached the Kata Gorge. On August 21st, troops from the 1st Mountain Division planted the flag of Nazi Germany on the summit of Mount Elbrus, the highest peak in both the Caucasus and Europe. On September 9th, Hitler sacked List from command of Army Group A and sent him into retirement for perceived sluggish leadership. Hitler then took personal charge of Army Group A, a highly impractical arrangement. By November 1, 1942, the German 23rd Panzer Division had reached Algiers and the 13th Panzer Division had reached Orjonikidze, approximately 610 kilometers from their starting positions, the high water mark of the Axis invasion of the Caucasus. The 13th Panzer Division was encircled by Red Army counterattacks shortly after, however, but was able to break out with assistance from SS Division Viking. These events led Ewald von Kleist to halt further offensive operations. On November 22nd, Hitler gave command of Army Group A to von Kleist, and Eberhard von Mackensen replaced von Kleist as commander of 1st Panzer Army. The German offensive slowed as it entered the mountains in the southern Caucasus and did not reach all of its 1942 objectives. After the Soviet breakthroughs in the region around Stalingrad, the German forces in the Caucasus were put on the defensive. In early 1943, the Germans began to withdraw and consolidate their positions in the region due to setbacks elsewhere. They established a defensive line in the Taman Peninsula from which they hoped to eventually launch new operations in the Caucasus. The fighting remained reasonably static until September 1943, when the Germans ordered fresh withdrawals which effectively ended the period of fighting in the Caucasus. During the winter-spring campaign of 1944, the Soviet army was able to launch an invasion of the Crimea from the Caucasus, which was fully recaptured by May 12, 1944.